Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I am here to share some guidance and pull some cards for this week ahead. That's this week starting Monday the 25th of October through till Sunday the 31st of October. It's quite exciting actually, having a full week, and then next time we'll start a whole new month, which will be pretty cool. So it's good. It feels good. So while you're coming in, I want to send out an extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. I trust that this message, this video, this moment finds you well, and I trust that you're in reasonably good flow at this time. If you're new to watching, welcome. What I'm going to be doing is using my oracle cards here. This is the Animal Kingdom. The Animal Kingdom cards turned 3 today. I released those 3 years ago, 2018. So that's the box for them there. But so there are 3, so very excited about these cards. And in fact, anyone who orders a deck of cards on my website today or yesterday, if you happen to be someone who might have done that yesterday, or tomorrow, there'll be a little extra special gift coming with any oracle cards purchased, especially the Animal Kingdom oracle cards for their birthday. So we'll also be doing something on the Animal Kingdom oracle cards page today. But we have Animal Kingdom Oracle and Speed of Light Oracle combined here to make a 110 card deck, which is fun and awesome to play with. So we've got 110 cards, and I'll be using this deck to find the best cards for this week ahead. So for this last week in October, I'll be laying out the cards beside me and sharing what I pick up from the cards. So I'm not pulling cards for individuals. This is general guidance for everyone who's drawn to be here. And I trust that something resonates with you that comes up. So as always, I recommend that you take on board what feels right, what resonates, and what fits into your life easily. The things that feel like I'm talking just to you, that it's just you and me here, they're the things that I'd be really paying attention to. And anything that doesn't really resonate or doesn't really fit in, it's okay. Just let that stuff go. That's likely stuff that resonates with somebody else. So I would be very ultra surprised if 100% of what I talked about resonated with you. I would think maybe around 50% would be great. A little bit more would be a bonus. A little bit less would still be okay. Because if you came here and you received just one thing that could help support you right now, then that's not a waste of time. So even if only 5%, if one thing resonated with you today, then that is a good thing. So that's sort of my thoughts this morning. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a giggle to myself. What else do I need to say? I don't know, I've gone blank now. But yeah, I think that's all maybe. Okay, let's get ready to pull the cards. So just a recap on last week. Last week's theme was initiation. So that talked about tests coming, and tests hopefully that we were overcoming last week. So how did you go with the tests or the things that you were tested on? Did you rise up to the challenge, or did you crumble under the pressure? If you didn't pass the test, it's okay. Another one will come around before too long. And this happens to us all, you know. Sometimes we're just not quite ready to pass that particular test. So it will just cycle back around. That's something that's almost guaranteed. If we did manage to rise up to the challenge and sort of pass the test, or if we're still going through the test now, then we will likely pass and move to a new level of learning. So that was our theme last week. So I'm shuffling the cards now, and I'm looking for the best cards that represent our week ahead. That's starting Monday the 25th of October through till Sunday the 31st of October. It is Monday the 25th here, and it is exactly what time? It's 11:22 actually, 11:22 a.m. Okay, so nice big breath. Okay, so we're just about finished shuffling now. The best cards for this week are these, and I'm going to lay them in a circle. So I'm laying them out face down to begin with, and I'm going clockwise around the circle. And I'll just lay out what I can fit here, what feels right. Oh, we got lots of Animal Kingdom for the birthday. Birthday Animal Kingdom here. So we have, what have we got? 6, 7 Animal Kingdom, 2 Speed of Light at this point. Let's turn these cards over. And good morning and welcome to you all. Okay, let's turn these over. Actually, I want to put a card in the middle. I'm going to honour the featured cards first. Oh, we've got a dragon. Hit me with your dragon predictions. Is it the spirit dragon, the earth dragon, the fire dragon, the air dragon, or the water dragon? And I'll come back to that soon. We do have one featured card, which is the lizard. The lizard has further instructions here, which say to take the third card from the top of the deck. So I just go back to my deck. And I go down here to card number 3, which is risk-taking. So this has come up with the lizard. We'll talk about that very soon. And I want to just also, I'm going to split the deck and just add a card in the middle. I don't know what it is. I'm going to keep it face down until at some point during the reading. So we'll get to that card in the middle. So the very first card I want to talk about is the crocodile. It's card 5. And it says to stand in your survival power. So as we start the week and also as we finish the old week, especially if it's still Sunday for you now, as we finish that old week and start this new week, we've been reminded that we are a survivor. We've survived things that may have seemed unsurvivable in the past, and we will survive what we're going through now. So if you're questioning your survival, if you're being tested on your pure survival, you know, and I'm thinking things like health, finances, work, also a roof over our head, relationships, these types of things. If your survival things are being tested right now, you're being reminded to remember in the past when you have survived survival tests before, and that you are a survivor. And there is a power in that. A power, it feels like a power to keep going. An ability to keep ourselves going through the tests, especially the survival tests right now. So you're being reminded that you're a survivor and that you will pass this test. So keep going. Stand in your survival power and remind yourself that you have survived before and you will survive again. So keep going. Don't give up. And if it helps, you know, take one day at a time. Just get through your day as best as you can. And then deal with tomorrow when tomorrow comes. Deal with next week when next week comes. Sometimes that's all we can do. So there is that feeling as we start the week and as we tie up the last week as well. So we are survivors. We are here to survive and hopefully to take it to the next level and end up turning that survival into thriving and into living. But that's, for some of us, seems a bit far away right now if we're in survival mode. So when we're in survival mode, all we want to do and all our body wants to do is survive. Thinking about thriving and living and all those, that sort of uplifting energy of that can feel like it's far away. But on the same, I guess on the other hand, actually, for those of us who do feel, what are the words here I want to use? Those of us who do feel that we want more from life, we can actually switch up a gear in the vehicle that we're driving and stop just surviving and step into our ability to thrive and to live and to find joy and whatever it is we're looking for in life. So that's to begin with. Then we move on into Tuesday and we're looking at early in Tuesday. So this is the 26th of October. We have card 26 actually. Card 26 for the 26th, that's pretty cool. But this feels like it's early on Tuesday for some reason. So earlier in the day we have filters. And the key words say beliefs, cancel, delete, clarity, and awareness. So this is about being aware of the rose-coloured glasses that we've been wearing, or the glasses that we've been wearing that have been distorting how things really are. So it's sort of like we see things, we perceive things through these filters. Sometimes the filters are our wounds, our fear, our insecurities. Sometimes our filters are things like love, that, you know, when we're wearing those rose-coloured glasses and everything looks amazing. And we might not really be seeing it for how it really is, but depending on how we feel or what our current state is will depend on how we're filtering or how things are being reflected to us that are happening around us. So what we're being really reminded of here, especially early Tuesday, is to pay attention to what we may be distorting, or how we might be seeing things or seeing a situation or seeing a person, especially Tuesday morning, that may not be true. It may not be how that person really is. Maybe that person didn't have the intention that we think, but because we're feeling insecure, we're kind of projecting our own insecurities onto that person. So let's be careful that we're not sort of overly sensitive or over triggered Tuesday morning, and that we're seeing things and seeing situations as clearly and honestly as possible. If we do taint things with our rose-coloured glasses or our distorted glasses, we've been encouraged to really think about taking those off and seeing the situation for how it really is. It can be a bit of a fish slap of truth too, because it can make us realise that maybe we were distorting things, maybe we've been blowing things out of proportion that we didn't realise until then. So it almost feels like a little bit of a wake-up call potentially on Tuesday if we're willing to see it. Now Wednesday, actually we're talking about later in Tuesday and into Wednesday, and we have these two cards. We've got the Lizard and Risk-Taking, and these have come up together for a reason. So what I'm going to do is look at them separately, and then we'll look at their relationship together. So first card, the Lizard, card 3. And the Lizard down here, it says optimism, appearances, delusion, and illusion. Things may not be as they seem. It sort of goes well with that filters card, doesn't it? Things may not be as they seem, especially later Tuesday and into Wednesday. We're being encouraged to not take things too much at face value, but we might need to ask more questions or look deeper into things. So if we're preparing to sign a contract, let's read the fine print. If we're preparing to purchase a vehicle, let's look under the bonnet. It's not saying not to proceed, but it's just suggesting that we might need some more information than what we're seeing and what is appearing to us, if you like. This ties in really well with that filters card. So, you know, we might really have to take off our rose-coloured glasses or our distorted glasses and really have the courage to see how things really are, especially highlighted around Tuesday, but perhaps also into Wednesday. So it comes up with this card. So let's look at this by itself. It's actually card 27. And I said Tuesday and into Wednesday. Wednesday is the 27th. So we're having a synchronicities already just with the days and the card numbers. But this is 27, risk-taking. And it says journey, unknown, beginnings, and confidence. This is about taking a risk and following our heart, to give something a go, to try something new, to step out of our comfort zone, to step into new beginnings. And we might have that pull, like I talked about in a video last week, we might have that pull so strongly from our heart, yet a part of us may also feel a bit stuck or a bit held back. We might be worried about stepping forward. We might be worried about how are things going to work out. Maybe we've been hurt in the past. Maybe we still have those wounded glasses on. So we think that moving forward, we're going to have the same obstacles we had before. And I guess there is a chance that that would happen if there's a test that's coming back around and repeating itself. But there is a high chance that actually it won't happen again like it did before. So whatever we're attaching to this new beginning, we're being encouraged to get more information so that we're better informed, or have more information about what we're stepping into, so we're less sort of blindfolded or stepping off a cliff with this, but we have actually more information. We may want to ask someone who already has experience in this area. Do they have any advice for us? This sort of thing. So it almost feels here like knowledge is power, especially as we move into or are considering something new for us. This is especially around the end of Tuesday and into Wednesday. So interesting. Let's see how that plays out. And then something shifts. It's like the bubble bursts, something pops. It sounds a bit weird, but we'll see what happens. Something sort of pops, and what I'm seeing here is like a bubble or a balloon that sort of pops, and it's like that illusion, that bit of a spell that we'd been under for a while. Something pops with that, and we start actually seeing something more clearly without it being... It's like on the Robin Hood cartoon, the Disney cartoon from years and years ago. And the snake would fly around with this balloon sort of tied around his head. And that's sort of the vision I get here, that some of us have been, maybe a lot of us have been wandering around life with this sort of balloon around our head. And if it's a pink balloon, everything's filtered in these pink hues. If it's blue hues. You get the idea. So we're seeing through this balloon. And then it feels like around Wednesday that something pops on this. Especially later in Wednesday, maybe even into Thursday, something pops. So it's like a realization or an awareness, or something shifts here. And we have the potential then to be able to see more clearly without seeing through the balloon, if that makes sense. So Thursday the 28th, and I'm getting ready to pull that middle card. I can feel it. Thursday the 28th, we have card 1. It's the Stallion, and it says, untie yourself. No excuses now. No excuses now to keep ourselves tied down, held back, or stuck behind this balloon, or how we've been filtering things, how we've been seeing things and perceiving things around us. There are no excuses for this now. It feels like there is something here that shifts, and that we've been encouraged, and the energy is very favourable to untie ourselves and to set our wild spirit free. We all know that wild spirit within us. It may have come out when we were younger. It may be something we dream about or think about in private. But this wild, free part of ourselves is calling. It wants to come out now and become more of a part of our life. So there is this sense of the tame, the tied down, the part of us that has been feeling stuck or stagnant or held back is going to be potentially shifting out, especially around Thursday. Thursday has this feeling around new beginnings for me. And card 1, new beginnings as well, but there is motivation, there is action in this card. I'm going to now grab the middle card that I added here and add it to the Stallion. I have no idea what it is. It's still face down. There you go. It's the Dolphin, card 6, and it says it's a time to celebrate. So it's a time to celebrate and breach the waters, the old waters of our past, the old wounds that we've been carrying, the stuff that we've been drowning in. It's time to breach out of those waters now and celebrate, find gratitude for what we have. So there is a sense here of fireworks going off around Thursday. But especially as we move out of that sort of balloon state and move into this breakthrough. And it does feel like a breakthrough. It feels like we're piercing the membrane of this balloon, of these rose-coloured glasses, of this stuff that we've been hiding behind, or that's been filtering out maybe the good things or the good potentials in life. So that's very interesting. So a lot of movement, celebration, gratitude, especially around Thursday, but it feels like it could encompass a few more days as well, depending on how fast or slow we sort of become aware of these filters that we have, and then take the steps we need to pierce that and break through and increase our awareness, see things, see how things really are. The truth is what we want to see, don't we? The truth. So stopping pretending, stop making excuses, and allow the truth to step forward. Okay, and now we're rounding the corner and we're moving towards the weekend. We've got so many cards here, actually. Okay, Friday. Actually, we've got 2 cards of Friday. We're about to get the dragon up. So let me know what you thought the dragon is, and we'll find out in a minute. But this is the lamb for Friday, especially early on Friday. But the lamb is card 36, and it says to embrace your youthful side. So there is spring in the air here. There is a fresh new start feeling as well. There is that time, that feeling. You know what it's like when we come out of winter and then we get our first glimpse of spring, and how motivating and how exciting that is. For me, we have lots of lambs here in our place, in our state. Is very great place for lambs, which is why I drew this anyway. But there are so many little lambs around, jumping around and playing around in the paddocks and in their little lamb schools, little packs of lambs just running around, jumping over each other. It is so cute and really brings a smile to my face. So there is something very playful with this card as well. So as we let the complexities and the filters and the heaviness of this balloon sort of filter that we've had on, as we break that and pierce that and break through and let that go, it feels like there's something very fresh potentially coming in. A fresh new start. Spring is in the air, this sort of feeling. Also for Friday, I dropped the card. Friday we have the air dragon, actually. The air dragon's card 27. And it says, your mind is powerful. So especially on Friday, but later in the week, we've been reminded that our mind is powerful. It is a powerful asset, a powerful tool that we've been reminded to work with. So we've been reminded to think, to use our common sense, to think things through, to access knowledge, to let ourselves learn and focus. Our lower mind that stays stressed out, pressured, feels insecure, thinks in negative, unsupportive ways, that's the part of our mind that I just kind of push aside. I don't want that to be in the driver's seat of my life. I don't want to go about my life feeling insecure and small and negative and judgmental about everything. I have to consciously use my higher mind to kick that lower mind out of the driver's seat of my life and bring my higher mind in. My higher mind that works better for me and that supports me in a healthier way. So we've been encouraged actually after this balloon sort of popping energy that I just sort of keep coming back to because I feel like this is pivotal this week. After that shifts and we move into these new beginnings, take a risk, celebrating, untying ourselves, gratitude, the spring sort of fresh new start energy that's in the air, we'll probably find that we can access a higher part of our mind, maybe that we haven't been able to access very easily while we've had our head in this sort of heavy balloon. It's been keeping life out, it's been keeping air out also of our space. So with this popped, it's quite possible that we're going to be able to access our higher mind to be able to support us, help keep us focused in where we want to go, what we want to do next, what knowledge we need to gain, what we need to learn, all these sorts of things that are associated with our higher mind. So the higher mind definitely working with us, especially around Friday, but later in the week. We move into Saturday here with the Chameleon, card 3. We're getting duplicates too because we had 3 in the Lizards, card 3. This is card 3. We had card 27, risk-taking, and 27, the Air Dragon. So we're getting a lot of synchronicities here with numbers and dates. This is card 3, the Chameleon, and it says, give it your full attention. Well, with a nice clear mind that doesn't feel so heavy with negativity or stress or pressure or insecurities or fear, we're going to be able to focus better. So as we start the weekend, there is great potential here to focus and give what we're doing our fullest attention. In other words, avoiding distractions and avoiding being pulled into procrastination, which is a classic thing of the lower mind. So as we access the higher mind and we allow that to step into the driver's seat of our life, we will be able to give things that we want to focus on more attention. And when we can focus on things and give it our full attention, then we get things happening in a more productive and meaningful way. Because if we're only half-heartedly doing something, then we're probably not investing as much time and energy as we could be into that task. If we're 100% devoted to that thing that we're focusing on, no matter what it is, could be time we're spending with someone we love, could be a project we're working on, an email we've got to write up, it could be time in nature, our healing, anything. If we're 100% invested in that, how much and how beneficial, how productive that 100% can be. So this feels really inspiring, especially on a higher mental level. And this is going to also help us overcome and leap over our obstacles. It almost feels, it feels really uplifting, this energy. Almost like there are no obstacles in our way by the end of the week. So whatever obstacles may come at us, it feels like we can conquer those. We can overcome any challenge or most challenges that are presented to us this week. Card 10, the Kangaroo, says leap over the obstacle. This also shows movement and action. It brings highlight to obstacles and challenges. They are part of life. You know, because things are flowing and smooth sailing doesn't mean there are no obstacles or challenges. This is just part of life. So if we can deal with the obstacles and challenges in a better way, then they become less burdensome and less paralyzing, and something that we can learn from, deal with, and then move forward again. So there is that feeling here, moving over the boulder or stopping. The boulder may stop us. It may stop us for a moment or two or a day or however long. Then we deal with it and we leap over it and we keep going. So there is that feeling here. And then things come to a stop on Sunday. Sunday the 31st of October, and we do reach a mountain, and it's the gorilla. Card 9. Card 9. And the gorilla says to do the right thing on Sunday. But it almost feels like maybe we do hit that bit of a boulder or that bit of a mountain, because things feel like they're sort of revving up and moving really nicely, and then there is this stop, and it was most likely a good thing. There is this sort of stop feeling, this sense of grounding, this sense of stability and feeling solid within ourselves as well. There is a sense here of sitting in our truth, which is really important, and doing what is right in the situation. Sometimes what we know is the right thing to do may not necessarily be what we want to do, but we know it's the right thing to do. So if you've got a choice or something around this, especially on Sunday, I'd encourage you to really sit and consider doing what is the right thing to do in this situation. So there is a fixed feeling, there is an assertive feeling, and there is a holding our ground feeling with this card on Sunday. And it kind of feels like on Sunday the stop sign goes up. And we might be travelling really quite well, mostly this week, especially as we get over the balloon thing. As we break through early to sort of midweek, things feel like they're moving fairly well. So let's work with that energy, because it does feel like the stop sign's probably going to come up on Sunday. And it could be stop just to sort of rest, to anchor, to integrate what we've been going through, to sort of settle and ground ourselves. But definitely let's consider doing what is right, the right thing to do in this situation. So lots, oh my gosh, it's so, there's so much stuff that's potentially here this week. So see how it fits with you and how your week unfolds. You won't really know until your week happens. So as you move through your week, maybe come back to this recording and get your bearings, see how the cards and the information resonates and sits for you. And it might be helpful too and supportive for your journey through this week. You will find this video pinned to my Temple of Balance Facebook page for this whole week. You'll find it on my YouTube channel shortly, Temple of Balance on YouTube. Please subscribe if you are there. And you will also find it on my website, templeofbalance.com.au, in the video tab. So I'm going to pull a card for the theme in a moment. Before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you would love to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. So a reminder, Animal Kingdom's 3rd birthday today. So that's very exciting. 3 years ago today, this card came out into the world. Anyone who purchases a deck of these yesterday, meaning if you have already recently, or today or tomorrow, there'll be a special gift in that parcel with you. And I handwrite notes too in there, so I'll write a little message for you. And also keep an eye out today on my Animal Kingdom Oracle Cards Facebook page. And I might stop by and do a few readings a bit later. So check that page out if you want to. We have a lot of things coming up. In fact, I feel a build-up coming for the 11/11. We have an 11/11 12-hour healing event. It's like a healing marathon, and our focus on that is to rise up. So we'll be doing that. Then, hold on. Okay, the courier guy came, and I don't want to speak too loud because I don't want him to think I'm talking to him through the door. So yes, Rise Up is our theme, 12 hours focused around healing. So that's the 11th of the 11th. Then on the 10th of November is our Pillar of Light healing event in our Pillar of Light private Facebook page. And on the 6th of November is my next online art class, which is focused around perception versus reality. And I feel that all these three are linked up, so I'm looking forward to that week starting the 6th of November for our move towards the 11/11 healing event, where, yeah, very serious focus around rising up. If you want to learn more about any of those, please visit my website, templeofbalance.com.au. Okay, let us look for the theme, the best card for the theme. The theme will help bring these days together and help us see the bigger picture for this week ahead. The bigger picture, the theme card for this week is, what is it? It's this. It's a Speed of Light Oracle card, and it's this. Here we go again. It's card 38, called Focus. Focus. So we have already covered this, so this brings highlight now to that focus energy. But let's explore this card a little further. It says holding position, timing, and growth. So first of all, we're being encouraged this week to trust in perfect timing. Trust that things are happening in the order and the way that they need to. Also, we're being encouraged to hold our position, to avoid naysayers or other people's opinions or negative opinions this week, or judgments. Basically, we have walked our path. We have walked the past path that has led us to this moment. We have walked that. We know, hopefully we know why we made certain decisions and choices, why we took this path instead of that, what our intentions and motives were behind certain things. We should know all that that's come before us, that's led us to this point in our life. So we can hold in this point, in this moment, in this position that we're holding and standing or sitting, we can hold in this position knowing and trusting that we have done our best to get to this point. In fact, everything in our life that's happened has led us to this point, as we know. So other people's opinions or judgments of a tiny snippet of our life, or a tiny snippet of their agreeing or not agreeing with the choice that we've made, is somewhat irrelevant. So sometimes it's good to listen to other people's opinions and to weigh them up against our truth or what we know has brought us to this point, or what we know what our intentions are in moving forward. And then it's up to us whether we take on that advice or not. So let's be careful of naysayers this week, and let's hold true to our path and true to our position. Let's trust that the choices that we've made in the past were the right ones. And if we look back and think, oh, actually, maybe it would have been better if I made a different choice, we can't do much about it now. But what we can do is we can learn from it and perhaps make better choices in the future moving forward. So we can trust that everything in the past has stacked up and lined up to bring us to this point in our life. So what is your current position? Who are you today? Who have you become based on what you've been through in your past? Long, distant past, recent past, it doesn't matter. Who have you become today in thanks to your past and the path that you've walked? What could you do differently moving forward? Are you happy with where you are in your current position in your life? And if you're not happy with where you are, what changes can you make? What things can you start considering or implementing that can change your course a little bit or a lot, so that you can go in a direction that aligns more with who you are? So these are the types of things we'll probably be thinking about this week. But ultimately, this card is about focus. It's about being determined. It's about holding our attention on whatever it is that we're doing, and especially holding our position, holding focus on our current position now. There's a lot of information we can get and gain from acknowledging or being aware of or reflecting on where we are today. What is our current position? Are we happy with it? Are we not? What changes could we make to improve things for ourselves? So our current position is powerful, and holding focus on that is also powerful. So focus is our card for the theme. So I trust that resonates. Thank you so much for connecting. Have a fantastic week ahead. Happy birthday, happy anniversary if you're celebrating. Enjoy your final week of October 2021. It's not coming back again, so it's precious. Every moment this week and every week. But this week, because it's right before us, is precious. What can we do with this time? How can we stop wasting it and procrastinating our time away and start using it, because it is absolutely precious. So enjoy your week this week. I look forward to hearing how it goes for you, what you achieve, what you accomplish, what challenges you overcome, what you focus on, what you proceed with. So thanks so much. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you throughout the week, no doubt, or next week for the weekly guidance. Take care of yourself, and namaste.